Yes, hello everybody, this is Ray from Race United and I'm back again, guys. I'm back again. Now, let me tell you this. The last time I did a video about the KYC announcement, and I actually, it was more like a rhetorical question which I posed as to, well, did I pose a question? Maybe I did. But I was actually talking about the supposed KYC, mass KYC release date, which may have changed or may not have changed. Now, in this video, once I talk about the open network, I would delve deep into the mass KYC part and whether or not that date will hold. If not, I'll let you know my reasons behind all of that. And then it will still be good news nonetheless. You get what I'm saying? This is a good news sort of video. So don't worry about that. It's a good news sort of video. And I can tell you here and now that the core team are preparing for lots of bigger things end of the year and the first quarter of 2023. So let's go on. Anyway, without further ado, you know what to do. Smash that like button, smash the subscriber button, and become a member. I want to talk a little bit about the membership before we move on. And that gentleman that said I should always go straight to the point, you've not joined my channel. You joined my channel not long ago, so you don't know how I do things on this channel. So stay here, observe, and watch and learn. All right. So being a member obviously ensures that you help the channel, obviously in a financial way, because I don't get paid doing this YouTube stuff and I have to improve on certain different things. And I don't need to list them, but if you want me to list a mic holder, new laptop, I need to buy a new laptop. My laptop is messing about, in case you don't know. That's one of the reasons why I wasn't able to do the live shows. But there are so many other things, light, fan, so many other different things, softwares to do my live shows, softwares to do my what's the name, the thumbnails, softwares to design other things, the borders of other things. So there's a lot of different things that I have to use my own money to do. But it's got to a point where I've been thinking, you know what, guys, you can also help the channel. It's our channel. Let's help it grow. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, smash that like button and I will be right back. So, open network, closer than ever. Or is it closer than ever? That remains to be seen. Towards the end of this video, I'm going to actually let you know if indeed it is closer. Sorry, if indeed it is closer than ever. And here we're talking about the open network. Am I ushering a few things about mass KYC and all of that, but this specifically is about the fact that open network may be closer than ever, and I'll give you my reasons why. Now let's recap on my previous video that I did about actually no, let me just clean this. Let me just give you a little recap on the video I did about mass KYC's potential release date change. Now, in that video, I actually spoke to you in depth about certain things, the improvements they've made and what the next steps are and so on and so forth, right? The parallel stuff they're doing, parallel priorities, as it were. Now, in this particular segment, I want you to understand that mass KYC, as a result of what's going to happen to the open network and its release date, it would definitely affect mass KYC as well. And this is my own deduction. This is not even from my sources. This is my own deduction. It's things that, based on my experience in delivering things and the patterns that I've been looking at, there are going to be some changes which I will, if I'm not even, I'll be very close to being right. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about giving the right information and sending out the right message. And I thought, you know what, you've earned the right to know. And so I'm going to let you know. That's why this YouTube channel is here. So in the next segment, I'm definitely going to talk a little bit or maybe a bit about the KYC thing, and then I'll delve deeper into the mainnet and why I believe it's much closer than I actually thought it was. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So mainnet or open network. So mainnet is here. We call it the enclosed network. Part of it, the open network, will be the when the firewall is removed. You understand? So what we want is the firewall to be removed. Once it's removed, we'll go onto the open network, which I call the mainnet. I've not used that term for a long time. And then once that happens, we will be able to exchanges will be able to start incorporating Pi onto their platforms and so on and so forth. And Pi will begin to have some price. Now, as to when that is going to happen, remember I gave you a date in some video I released a while back, and I said it was going to be no earlier than Pi Day and no later than Pi 2 Day. You know the dates, right? 14th March and 28th June. Now, that may change. The reason being, this KYC announcement they made previously, which I did some video about a few days ago, this particular one could alter lots of different things. To some people, it may be in a good way. To others, not so much in a good way. But however it is, it's all relative. Do you get what I'm saying? So, mainnet. Now, mainnet, which I call mainnet or the open network, I gave you the date. Now, that could change from what it was, and it could be moved forward, which means that the date could be moved forward much earlier than I thought it was going to be. It could be in the first quarter of 2023. The other day, I was saying the first quarter, earliest, second quarter, latest. This one, it may even be entirely in the first quarter. The reason being, there might not be any mass KYC. Now, remember with the English I'm using, there might not be any mass KYC. So what I mean by there might not be any mass KYC is that based on what the core team is doing right now and all the necessary steps they're taking and all the improvements that have been done and all the parallel priorities that have been taken, in my deduction, they're thinking, you know what, the mass KYC could happen, but it may not happen. You get what I'm saying? Did you understand what I'm trying to say? It could happen, but it may not happen. Because even though it's a priority, they're working on so many different things, and they listen, they pay attention to the content that we release and your grievances that you post on our channels, our respective channels. They do pay attention to that. And as a result, they're believing that if they get into mass KYC, this is my deduction. Remember, my deduction. Did I just write a number on my palm? Oh, yeah, it's a number on my palm. Anyway, if they get onto mass KYC, and some people don't get, their IDs ready within 6 months, obviously they lose their Pi and their Pi accounts. That will not be fair on them. So right now they work on everything. And then, like I said, the parallel priorities. Remember that. The whole term is the parallel priorities. Now, the parallel priorities mean that they have so many different things they're working on concurrently. Not simultaneously, concurrently. And because of that, you could have the enclosed network with utilities that are being worked on intrinsically. Now, while that is happening, they'll be working on the mass KYC as well. And while that will be happening, they'll be working on the open network. That's the parallel priorities that they spoke about, which I don't think a lot of people paid attention to. But me, I read deeper. I read meaning into everything. Do you understand? Reading between the lines, very important. Now, it could be subliminal, but I'm a subliminal person, so I read into everything. Do you understand? So what I'm trying to say is, so the core team have done all of that. So what they might do here is, instead of releasing mass KYC as a whole, which will give people a grace period of 6 months, they'll rather work on things, make it a parallel priority while they're working on the enclosed network, working on utilities intrinsically. Oh God, it's a tongue twisting word. Intrinsically, and then of course working on mass KYC, working on the open network as well. Do you know what I mean? So they'll be doing all of that concurrently. And when that happens, you know you're in for something greater than yourselves. Do you know what I'm saying? So when I said that in my first video that mass KYC's date may have changed, and this one I'm telling you that in this particular video that open network's dates, open network is much closer than you think. It's all positive. Nothing is negative. But obviously, I get you into that state where I want you to think through things. Think through things. Don't be somebody that just looks at things at face value and that's it. Think through things. Things. You get what I'm saying? And when you do that, things become much easier for you. Do you understand? Read between the lines. Even when I say something, read between the lines. I can be very subliminal when I deliver my message and information. So, again, let me recap. Mass KYC could be, happening that we don't even know. Do you know what I mean? But what I can tell you here and now is the core team would ensure that each and every pioneer has the chance to get KYC'd. Whether or not they completely get KYC'd, that's up to that individual, that pioneer. But they'll be given the chance. You get what I'm saying? Then when everything is said and done, and all the necessary steps have been taken, and all the priorities, the parallel priorities have been, run through, then the core team will be much comfortable to say, all right, let's get on to the mass KYC, which would ensure that each and every pioneer gets the opportunity within a 6 month grace period to get their KYCs done. And at that time, there would have been a lot more people who have been KYC'd, which will mean that getting onto the open network will be much easier whilst we prioritize our other things in a parallel fashion. Do you understand? So when they said that parallel priorities, it's so important that you understood what it meant. When I read that and explained to you in the first video or the previous video I did about KYC's or mass KYC's potential date change. Listen, I hope this video is as clear as possible. That's what I try to do. I explain things in a much clearer fashion. Or even if it's not, I still have my live shows where you can come on and ask your questions. And when you pose the questions, I'll do my best to answer them for you. All right? Let's be one big happy family. The name is Ray. The channel is Race United. And the word is peace. I love you all. And you know that I can't wait for Mass KYC to happen. Take care of yourself. Of course, the open network.